For our conversation today, I titled the mind map, The Power of Speaking with Yourself and Pure Intentions. I'd like to discuss setting pure intentions, ideal intentions, behind the words we use when we speak with ourselves. Our words carry the intentions that we set, which then we operate automatically from them to shape our lives when we speak with ourselves. The words are given power through intention, in which then these intentions enter into the subconscious mind, and through these intentions fulfill the purpose of the words. I'd also like to weave it all together in the end and run through some examples of how we can speak with ourselves in a transformative way. Now, James Allen once said, "As the plant springs from and could not be without the seed, so every act springs from the hidden seeds of thought and could not have appeared without them." This applies equally to those acts called spontaneous and unpremeditated, and to those which are deliberately executed. So I believe when it comes to creating the kind of life that we want, we have in our essence pure intentions. They are pure thoughts. And when one discovers within themselves these pure intentions and lives from them, they not only experience what they intend to in their life, they also experience the journey to realizing their intentions in a joyous, effortless way. And if there are challenges along the way to realizing our intentions, the challenges are seen as opportunities not to run away from, but to pass through. And if they be fearful, we recall that the cave we fear to enter can hold the treasure that we seek. And those challenges also seem to come alongside a mix of excitement by which we feel an eagerness to move forward with the initiative, to transmute the challenge into further joy, which then we are no longer challenged by it. And perhaps on to the next challenge we go. And some might experience challenge as pushing through them. I see them as an opportunity to release unnecessary control through them, entering into the spirit of the challenge to transmute it from within. And by releasing control, I'm referring to releasing controlling beliefs, or we could say limiting beliefs. And as the control is released, we see how everything happens naturally, automatically, and ideally for us to realize our intention. We shed the beliefs that are not true to our intentions by moving forward with challenges. And if we do it from an ideal state of mind, the challenges feel enjoyable and fun. For example, when I set the intention of success in entrepreneurship in 2009, although I had made much strides in releasing control during the years leading up to it, I was presented yet again with a new scope of opportunities to do so. Certain subconscious beliefs were being brought forth through the opportunity to be released. This time, having to step in the unknown cave when it came to the different aspects of business, which include marketing, sales, operation, leadership, innovation, and finance. There were still beliefs that were being revealed to be released in these areas, which the overarching opportunity of entrepreneurship provided. And through the opportunity, many restrictive beliefs that I once held with deep conviction in my 20s were released, and as a result, harmony showed up in other areas of my life: spiritual, physical, family, financial, personal, career. They all became harmonious, and they continue to reveal higher degrees of harmony each day. What felt like disconnect in these areas before were reconciled, like how we discussed in Tuesday's video. I'll link in the description to it. The quote from the Kabbalion. It states, "Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet, all truths are but half-truths, all paradoxes may be reconciled." So it's true. All paradoxes, seeming confusion, and unnecessary complication resolve by living how you truly want to live, following through with your intention, which also helps build a relationship with yourself, further listening to yourself and trusting yourself, knowing that you already know what you want and you already know how to get there. It may be revealed in step by step, and sometimes you could see many steps further. Nevertheless, you always know the steps by listening to yourself and trusting yourself. At times I could see many steps, pretty far ahead, the steps to realizing my goals. And I've spoken to many who also see many steps down the road of how to get there, and they walk those steps, and they get there by those steps. They know how to get there. What is interesting is that when we listen to ourselves and take the steps we know to take and not take the ones we know not to take, things work out ideally. It was only when I didn't listen to myself and trust myself where I created unnecessary, convoluted experiences and turmoil when I started my business. That is until I identified and released those beliefs in mine, the ones that I had surrendered my free will to, that were automatically creating these convoluted and turmoil-based experiences. You see, this world is made up of beliefs, and you can find all the answers you are looking for within yourself. Your intention to be who you really want to be actually initiates the journey of releasing the grip on these beliefs. And then you listen to yourself and trust yourself to an even higher degree. And then if the world seems to deny, remember, it actually doesn't, because your vision is fact. And this world is just playing out past beliefs. It may only reflect what you once imagined, but you do not have to give those beliefs any more power. If you stop identifying with them, they, alongside the undesirable experiences, fall out of your life like garments cast aside, which, again, James Allen so artfully shared. He said, "Very soon, so altered has their mind become that the workshop can no longer hold them. It has become so out of harmony with their mentality that it falls out of their life as a garment is cast aside. And with the growth of opportunities, which fit the scope of their expanding powers, they pass out of it forever." So what is this workshop in the world? Well, I believe part of it is about building a relationship with yourself, which again happens by what you commit to, your own intention. And so one of the best ways to build this relationship with yourself is by holding true to your intentions, beyond past beliefs. Speaking of which, intentions and beliefs do share a relationship, so let's explore. Pure intentions refer to one's true purpose, or we could say heart's desires, where beliefs refer to one's conviction to something that they hold on to, that they hold as true, and it may be in harmony with their intentions or not. That's really up to each person to discover and decide. And we know that there are degrees of conviction of beliefs lightly held all the way up to a level of dogma. And here's the thing about beliefs. What one may consider as true might not be true for another. We see that what is true in one scenario might not be true in another scenario. This is why in the Kabbalion, it states, all truths are but half-truths. And even that is a half-truth. It is a seeming paradox, which points to your own heart for the truth. In our Neville Goddard conversations, he says the same thing. He says, the spiritual self speaks to the natural self through the language of desire. The key to progress in life and to the fulfillment of dreams lies in ready obedience to its voice. Unhesitating obedience to its voice is an immediate assumption of the wish fulfilled. To desire a state is to have it. So you already know what you want. You already have it. You have a desire, intention, you have it. And you know exactly what to do and not do. And you'll notice it happens automatically. So when it comes to beliefs not in harmony with the desires of the heart, we release the psychological grip to them, and the related experiences in our lives also change to reflect the release of the grip on them. And we can release this grip faster with self-talk, communing with your own heart in the silence. So beliefs can be accepted as true for a certain period of time or held to a deeper conviction for a longer period of time. And this is true whether one is aware of them or not. This is why I encourage bringing awareness to them so you could see where free will has been surrendered to beliefs by which they play out automatically. Also, it's important to note that intention can lead to the formation of beliefs. If a person acts on their intention and gathers evidence or experiences, this can lead to the creation of certain beliefs. And we want to be lighthearted about this. Otherwise, we might impose our ways on another rather than encouraging them to find their own way. As mentioned earlier, what is true for one may not be true for another. So when you experience anyone communicating, no matter what they are saying, beliefs are being shared. Even what I'm doing right now in this conversation. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. Allow your intuition to relate with it through your experience and find your own way. Your way is the best way. Now let's look at how subconscious beliefs are revealed by setting intentions so we can bring them to peace. Someone could intend to go out and start a business or grow their business further. They might experience stress and frustration and assume that stress and frustration is part of the business growth. They may even have such a deep conviction that they would consider these beliefs as a prerequisite for success. Upon closer examination, are these beliefs harmoniously really related to their purest intention? Think of a child. A child is born into this world with the intention to live and experience life. Their mind is blank, and as they grow up, they form beliefs. Some helpful, others not so much. They then set further intentions of how they want to live from their heart, and they release unrelated beliefs along the way. Now, if they identify with these stress and frustration beliefs, which they may have formed to such a deep conviction, they may find that they automatically surround themselves with confirmation or validation, appearing as other business owners who believe the same thing, who seem to further strengthen their conviction to this belief. This is their own subconscious making. I know because I've been in both experiences, surrounded by others who believe stress and frustration is the way, and others who believe that flow and bliss is the way. It's all a matter of choice. It has nothing to do with them. It is what we are giving power to inside, the beliefs. As it states in the Bible, as you believe, so it shall be done unto you. So always remember this. You are safe and free in your mind. Reality works the way you believe it does. Believe what is lovely and true for you. Remember also that this world is made up of beliefs. Beliefs from the past, which you can rise above and believe how you would like it to be, ideally. And then this changes everything, again, inspired by your intention. Your intention is the light that guides you. Again, as you believe, so it shall be done unto you. Now, for me, over the years, I have released more and more control to allow the unseen to do everything for me. I actually do far less today and accomplish a lot more because I trust, and I've seen it, and I trust you have seen it as well. There are ways beyond unnecessary force and control. And even if I do something in my business, I do it exclusively from a state of flow. Otherwise, I automate, delegate, eliminate, or optimize to be in flow. So in 2004, when I read Think and Grow Rich, he said something like, if you believe that money is a result of hard work alone, perish the thought. I believed he was referring to the stress and frustration aspect, which could be associated with money in the quote. As I released my own grip to these beliefs by creating autosuggestions to integrate ideal beliefs, I ended up getting out of $50,000 debt and buying my first house outside of what I was used to doing before, which was stressful and frustrating work. As a matter of fact, all the extra money that I earned during that time that paid off the debt and bought the house was actually easy and fun. Again, this is all our beliefs playing out alongside our intention. So when I started my business in 2009, even though I had released so much of my grip on the beliefs with regards to hard work, I yet again was presented with another opportunity to release another belief, which was that entrepreneurship was stressful and frustrating. And the way I did this was by questioning the beliefs through inner conversations with myself, like I would with a friend or mentor. So in summary thus far, when you set the intention for what your vision is, this initiates the mind purification journey. And through our inner conversation, you can facilitate faster changes. Mind purification is releasing the identification to beliefs specifically not in harmony with your intention. Allowing your intention to shine through and the unseen power to take care of everything for you. All we do here is release the unnecessary control and suffering beliefs along the way. They're looking to be released anyways, so we can release them faster via self-talk. And as we do, we see the miracles happen. So let's run through an example of how to do this by applying some Robert Dilts language patterns for belief change. I highly recommend the work of Robert Dilts. I'll go through 4 of these, which just one can be helpful, or a combination could be applied to release the psychological grip on the belief that plays out as unnecessary stress and frustration experiences. And you can do this with yourself via self-talk. We talk to ourselves all day long anyways. And feel free to improvise like I do. We apply whatever works here, freestyle. So for example, a belief in question is money equals hard work. And let's get even more specific. Stress and frustration in terms of hard work. I'm not referring to being committed to your work, enjoying the challenge or deep work, which I want to discuss again in an upcoming video, the book by Cal Newport. I really like it. This is about how you go about doing the work, the state you operate from. I encourage an ideal one where you operate from flow, in which you notice that all you do is optimal and inspired from your vision, while things happen on their own seemingly. Higher leverage as you release the control, which means releasing the identification to certain beliefs. And we do this via self-talk, recalibrating to our pure intention from our vision, which was the intention that we set, whatever it may be for you. First, we have chunking up. So this is where we go higher, upward, to a higher level of abstraction. By zooming out and going to a higher level of abstraction, we could see the belief from an elevated awareness perspective and release it accordingly. So you could say to yourself, is this true that I will never be able to do what I love to do and earn well? How specifically is stress and frustration related to doing what I love to do? If love is an elevated way of being, how is stress and frustration related to an elevated way of being? If the desires of my heart are pure, how could they cause me stress? Perhaps the stress is not related, as I may have believed it once was. And to further build this relationship with yourself, notice how this kind of conversation is exactly like a conversation you would have with a good friend, mastermind, or mentor. Only you are doing it with yourself, and you are getting the same effect, which is releasing the psychological grip to that belief. Then we have chunking down. So chunking down is diving deeper in examination, the opposite of chunking up. For example, we could ask ourselves, what particular part of earning money is stressful and frustrating? Perhaps it is not all that way. Perhaps some of it. And those parts can be automated, delegated, eliminated, or optimized in some shape or form so that I could do what I love to do, have a wonderful business, minus the stress. Then we have consequences, which is about bringing awareness to consequences of identifying with such belief. You could say, well, if one continues to believe that stress and frustration are related to money, they could go around passing on that belief to others unintentionally and causing further frustration unnecessarily. However, if we find the ideal way, then we can pass on this ideal way to others, friends, family, etc. So we see that our mind, and more specifically our subconscious mind, holds many beliefs, and some are helpful and others not so much. Our intention also transforms us by bringing awareness to these beliefs that are not helpful along the journey, which could end up playing out, and one might assume them to be related to the intention. This is why we question them. Because if a person believes that certain beliefs that are not helpful are related to their intention, they play them out as part of the journey unknowingly. I've seen many create a lot of success in their lives while experiencing unnecessary stress and frustration on the journey repeatedly because they assumed that that was part of the journey. And I've seen others who create a lot of success in their lives, and they do it in a fun, blissful way because they believe that's how you create success, in a fun, blissful way. So what's the difference? Well, we find it's the state or belief system. A state is a body of beliefs. So always remember, you can have what you want and have it the way you want. Go for both, guided by your intention, and dedicate some time today to question whatever unnecessary beliefs show up. And as you release the identification to them, you experience a more fun, joyous, flow-based journey, the way it was naturally designed to be. And also, as mentioned, if any challenges show up, you will feel energized to move through them, entering into the spirit of them, to transmute them from within. If they are caves you fear to enter, that hold the treasure that you seek, you'll remain full of energy as you move through them, rather than carrying around unnecessary beliefs, creating unnecessary stress and frustration along the way. And you'll find, as you release them easily with self-talk, things happen easier, faster, and in wonderful, miraculous ways. So I trust you found this video to be helpful. Let's go ahead and conclude this with an auto-suggestion to further encourage. You could say, I realize the power of my intention behind the words that I choose when I speak with myself, and as a result, I experience transformation with each conversation that I have with myself as I listen exclusively to the inner voice of my ideal, wherever I am and wherever I go. From there, I know clearly what to do every step of the way, experienced as a flow-based, blissful journey to realizing my vision as I transmute any seeming challenge into active joy along the way. If you would like a copy of this mind map, the link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk with you soon. Take care.